This is Evan Robb, principal of Johnson Williams Middle School, and I'm joined today with two Patricks, Patrick Hausammann, our supervisor of instructional technology for Clark County Public Schools, and Patrick Casey, lead counselor for Johnson Williams Middle School. This is a continuation of some videos that we are doing to just give you, community member, parent, or student, some additional information about some of the exciting things that are happening all across Clark County Public Schools. So today we are starting with Johnson Williams and Patrick Casey, but this will expand from school to school across the division as we share some of the great things that are happening in Clark County Public Schools. So Patrick Casey, excited to have you here today. You are the lead counselor here in Johnson Williams, and we're going to talk about three specific things today, but I'll state the obvious, which is these three things in no way encompass all of the work and all of the roles and all of the hats that you wear as lead counselor here in Johnson Williams. But we did want to highlight three things because we think they may be important to our community and to parents. So today we're going to talk about social emotional learning and the role that that's playing here in Johnson Williams. You're going to talk about screencasts and where parents can find some really exciting information that you've put on the guidance website, and also our staff wellness plan. So let me turn it over to you, Mr. Casey, to share some information with us. Let's start with social emotional learning.
Thank you, Mr. Robb. Thank you, Mr. Hausammann. It's I'm really happy to be here to share a lot of really good information with you. And let's just jump right in. Let's talk about social emotional learning. Social emotional learning for us has been something that we have targeted for the last 10 plus years here at Johnson Williams, even before I came. And it's something that I've tried to build on as I've been in the building. We really took a big leap forward in the spring this year. It started as soon as we closed down for remote learning in March and started exploring ways that we could support our students virtually. So I'm going to share my screen with you all now so that we can look at some of the resources that we started to plug away with in the spring this year. So let's get to, you see my screen now, everybody?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. So in the spring this year, we started really focusing on the social emotional needs of our students and providing resources for students and their families through our website. You'll notice that we have some videos here. We have presentation links embedded within the videos, as well as resources for students and parents to view at any time. This was developed in the spring, but is still very relevant right now as we continue to learn virtually and through the hybrid model here at Johnson Williams. There's also information about academic supports, emails to teachers, and as well as some information about our confidentiality changes in the way that works in the virtual world. So it started in the spring, but through the support of Dr. Bishop, Mr. Robb, and Mrs. Tuttle, it really expanded over the summer as we began to plan for what school might look like coming up in the spring as we're in the fall, as we're working right now. And that really led us to explore the second step curriculum. So as we were looking at different options to bring in, we were looking for something that was easily manageable, something that was usable by all students and covered all of the competencies that we felt were appropriate. And the second step program was where we landed. We chose this program specifically because it's endorsed by CASEL, VDOE, and ASCA, the American School Counseling Association. Now, CASEL has set out their core competencies for social emotional learning, and we have really taken this model to heart in Johnson Williams. The curriculum that the students are working on is focusing on self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, social awareness, and relationship skills. But you notice that it starts in the classroom but grows out from there. So our students are getting SEL instruction every week on Fridays in the classroom. But our school-wide culture, practices, and policies are also guided by second step in the CASEL curriculum. As you notice, again, as you build out from classroom and schools, we reach the family caregivers section. Building those authentic partnerships with our families is very important. It's a crucial aspect to what we do here, and is even more important now as we connect with students and their families virtually and in person. I would like to go over and give a little bit of highlight to the second step curriculum that we're using. Our students will move through 4 different units throughout the year. This week, they actually wrap up the first unit, mindsets and goals. They'll be going back over their goals that they set at the beginning of the year and reviewing their progress and making sure that they're staying on track or needing to make revisions as they see fit. When we get back from our break this winter, we will jump right into our second unit, which has 6 lessons on recognizing bullying and harassment. And then we'll start to explore some thoughts, emotions, and decision units, and then wrap up the year with managing relationships and social conflict. Ultimately, the most important part of any SEL curriculum that is chosen is the relationships that are built between the students and the staff. And we're very proud of the work that our staff are doing to build those relationships outside of their current content area through these interactions that they're having with students during their SEL time on Fridays.
Thank you very much. That's a comprehensive overview of something that we're very proud of here in Johnson-Williams, and certainly appreciate your leadership to help expand social emotional learning here in Johnson-Williams. So I want to shift now, and I want to talk a little bit about Screencastify and the role that that plays on your guidance Google site here at Johnson-Williams. But before I turn it over to you, Mr. Hausammann, if you can explain what Screencastify is and how available that is to staff across this division.
Absolutely. Screencastify is a Google Chrome extension, and it is something we get a division-wide license for. So every staff member, as well as every student, actually has access to Screencastify. And within a couple clicks, you're often recording your screen or just yourself, or you can even do audio only. It even has the ability to record GIFs. So you have a lot of functionality there to make nice, quick videos that can get the students the information they need. And on the flip side, it's a way some teachers are utilizing to be able to see the students' thought process and actually see them work through different problems before they present it in for an assignment or something along those lines. So it's very much available and very much used across the board.
Thank you very much. And I know, Mr. Casey, one of the things that I know you wanted to do was find a way to package information to families so they could access it anytime, anywhere. And this is different than the traditional model of having a particular night for a particular thing, which is fine. But I know that your goal was to expand accessibility to families. So maybe you can share a little bit of information about your Google site and Screencasts and their role within counseling here at Johnson-Williams.
Definitely. The Screencast has really opened up our possibilities for sharing information with families. It was an area of our program that we felt needed to be addressed when I came in and have continued to grow upon. So we'll take a minute to share what our website looks like, what these screencasts look like, and the best way to access them for everyone across the division. Our screencast library can be found in the school counseling website that is available to access off of Johnson-Williams' main website. Once you get there, across the top, there's a section called 10-minute tips. The goal of these videos is to give as much information as possible within an easily digestible period of time. So 10 minutes seems to be pretty good for most people. As you scroll down, you'll notice there's a lot of different topics that we cover. We cover topics that are really meant to support students first, but also families as well. So we have academic supports. We've got information about our registration process. We go down and talk about Common Sense Media. Our school is a Common Sense Media certified school. All of our staff here are familiar with the curriculum and information that's available through Common Sense. We really encourage parents that are interested in finding out more about social media and the media that their students are consuming to check out Common Sense Media. Their parent resource guide is extremely helpful. We also, later in the year, have information about test-taking tips and academic and career planning, as well as transitioning from Johnson-Williams Middle School to the high school. Now, all of these videos are available all the time. They are updated throughout the year. So as we look at our program of studies and course registration information coming into the new year, these will all be updated with the new information that students and families are going to need as we get to that period of the year. We're also always open to suggestions for topics. If students or families want to learn about something in particular, all you need to do is send us an email and we will work on creating another 10-minute tip video for that specific topic.
Thank you very much for sharing that. So as anyone can see, there's a lot of information on our counseling Google site here at Johnson-Williams. It is updated and it continually grows. And we encourage you to check out some of the screencasts, look through the menu, find a couple that really connect with you, listen to them. And if you're interested, also send some feedback to Mr. Casey, because we'd love to hear what you think about that. Now, Mr. Casey, there's many, many things, as I said in the beginning, that go into counseling at our school. We're not able to touch on all of them right now, but I did want us to talk a little bit about a new program that you're bringing into the building. Part of being a counselor, one of the things that you and your team do so well is you take care of all the kids in our building. You're reaching out to families, you're reaching out to the community. But this year, in a very challenging time, you've also come up with some ways to help take better care of the staff right here in Johnson-Williams. And I know that was the impetus for you to come up with the Johnson-Williams Middle School Staff Wellness Program. So I'd like you to share a little bit about that wellness program with our audience.
Yeah, so part of the planning for social emotional learning for students is taking care of the people that are delivering that instruction. It's so important that everybody practices self-care and maintains some level of personal wellness. And so in order to encourage that with our staff this year, we created the Healthy Selfie Challenge, which has been very well received so far. Our staff are able to access the information that we'll share here with you. Our students can access it. Sorry, not our students, our staff will access this information through our Healthy Selfie program. So staff can join at any time. It's 100% voluntary. They are able to earn rewards for their individual efforts, for the team efforts, and the building efforts. And they earn those rewards through completing wellness achievements. We really tried to focus on some important aspects of personal wellness that include preventative care, mental health, physical health and exercise, nutrition, and then some other things that just promote personal wellness in general. So our staff complete these achievements and then submit them through a Google form, can add a selfie of themselves completing any of them and double their points for the day. So I'd like to share our last update here with our staff. Our building is doing exceptionally well. We've got so many people that are engaging. Everyone has the ability to engage in some level. It doesn't have to be a huge commitment. All it is taking care of yourself, exercising a little bit, eating a little bit better, doing some things that are just for you. So very proud of our staff, really excited to be able to bring this to them and hopeful for what the future brings. We've already had 3/4 of our staff submit at least one day. So can't ask for much more than that. Just hoping that it continues to grow and keep helping people be well and be healthy.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. And I will make sure that I enter my points today, because I will say that I ate a healthy lunch today and I'm drinking a lot of water today. And maybe I'll exercise this afternoon and I'll get some points in our program. But on a serious note, really appreciate you sharing that wellness program and bringing that program to the building. It's been exciting to see staff get involved with this, and again, appreciate your leadership with this. So, Mr. Casey, appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your incredibly busy day to chat with Mr. Hausammann and myself about some of the goings-on here at Johnson-Williams. I encourage parents to check out those screencasts and also learn a little bit more about our social emotional learning program. And if you have any questions, please contact me, Mr. Hausammann, or Mr. Casey. We'd be happy to connect with you. Thank you very much for checking out this informational video about counseling services at Johnson-Williams Middle School.